Oh my god, it's Bayonetta playing it. We're playing Bayonetta 1 on the Wii U. Because that's why you buy Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U, right? You buy it so you can play Bayonetta 1 with its long loading time. Maybe I should have got it digitally. Anyway, I skipped the prologue. Well, this is the prologue. I skipped the, like, what would you call it? The appendix? Because it just explains the story. There's not really anything interesting to talk about. So this is like the first real level in the game. And I can just say all the stuff that they talked about in that opening little narration anyway, so it's no big deal. It's a creative way to do an opening credits, I think. Hideki Kamiya, who's such a badass, he lets the game character pee on his grave. Blocked.
It looks like Humpty Dumpty's taking his last fall. Even old Eggman the Destroyer gets scrambled in the end, right?
Eggman? You almost think this game was published by Nintendo or something.
You drag me out here for these things. I just drop off the merchandise.
Merchandise.
Hey, bet you can't guess what today is.
I don't care, Enzo.
Reading the good Lord's book ain't gonna do much. People been waiting for this asshole to get whacked for ages. Please. Hell, look around. There's no love lost for old Humpty Dumpty. But you gotta keep the outfit happy. We don't take care of him, they take care of us.
No one cares, Enzo. Shut up.
And I prefer my shoes made out of rubber, not concrete. But hey, it's that kind of town. Without good-hearted souls like us to put these bastards 6 feet under, where'd society be? Of course, the pay's not bad either. Jesus, you really get into this shit, don't you? If it were me, I'd be praying he ends up barbecue. Or at least sunny side up.
That's for the sequel, Enzo. Don't worry about it. We don't go to hell this game.
You can keep praying, but the only way this guy's meeting the Lord is if God's hungry for breakfast.
I think the voice acting in this game is really good. Just, think this is an appropriate time to bring that up.
Cute little fuckers, I tell you what. Well then, adios. What the fuck? They're here?
I like how in the fucking Bayonetta universe, even though angels are invisible to humans, they can still feel the god rays. Like, oh, look at these god rays.
I see them. They are instruments of God, descending upon his heavenly rays to earth.
What my god.
Dear Lord, grant us guidance, and keep safe the souls of our loved ones for all eternity.
Spectacles. Hipster glasses. Anyway. Oh yeah, that's something a nun should be able to do. Into the 4th dimension we go. Foosh. Literally angels. And then the game begins.
You look tired. Let me tuck you in.
So yeah, this game's a little bit over the top. Are you seriously praying to the fucking angels who are attacking you? There we go.
Next time you want me hands on you, you better make sure I'm dead. Now move out the way.
Go.
Whoa, darling.
If it ain't my good buddy Enzo, how about you get out of here? You die, and I'm gonna have to go back in that hole chasing after the money you want.
Do you naughty little angels deserve a good spanking?
Oh god. How can anyone take this game seriously? I kinda ruined it by having the costume on. She's supposed to be naked, and then her hair flows over and makes her clothes. Having the costume on kinda ruins that. Quick, it's an illegal reference! Ebony. And Ivory. I like how they managed to squeeze in this Devil May Cry reference, even though Capcom's like, fuck you, you can't reference Devil May Cry, you don't work for us anymore.
Now, this is cheeky. Throwing me these cheap toys.
Don't worry about quality. I've got quantity.
Also, in the background, that's Fly Me to the Moon. A little J-pop version of it. Yeah, normally I hate combat stilettos, but I think if the stilettos are guns, it's kind of... you can get away with it. And now she's pole dancing. Okay. Let me see what's... And the lollipop! Oh. I was trying to make it a... Damn. I don't know what the buttons are. I wanted to try and give her the magic one, but it gave her the health one because I was pressing Y. Anyway.
That was your last call. No more shots from me, Bayonetta.
In other words. Yep, see? Ebony and Ivory, I told you. This game. There's... How can anyone be offended by this fucking game? You people are retarded. Okay, I know how to play the game. I know! Shut up. Yeah, rupees! Yeah, I think you mean rupees. Oh, a tutorial, I forgot. I forgot what it's like playing this game again for the first time. I'm so used to, like, being really hardcore upgraded. Oh, she's not doing Wicked Weaves. Oh, I forgot. Again, I'm so used to being really, really upgraded. I need to get back into practice. Is this skippable? What? I so did it. What? Hey! You can see her moving, right? Had to do it when the tutorial wanted me to do it. Anyway, not that that matters. I'm getting the timing not good. There we go. I guess I should talk a little bit about the game. Sorry, I'm getting so into it. I say that and then proceed to not talk some more. Oh, now I get the Wicked Weaves? Oh, okay. Man, I'm so not used to doing the tutorial in this game. Okay, once I get out of the tutorial, I'll be able to talk a little bit more. Oh, it's because I don't have the scatter bro. I forgot. You need the actual devil trigger weapons before you can do Wicked Weaves. Because the weapons she's using now are just regular handguns. So she doesn't have her Wicked Weave ability. You can get these guns, like, just for casual use. It's kind of like a self-inflicted challenge, I guess. Oh my god. Oh, man, I was too quick. Give me them rupees. See what's... Anyway, I was just trying to see if I could change weapons yet, but no. Because the fun of the Link costume is getting to use a Master Sword, but since it's the tutorial, I guess stuff's locked away from me.
Haven't you figured it out yet? There's no quarter for you in this world.
Quarter. Oh! I forgot! That's one of the special abilities of the Link costume is... it has that ability. You're using the Hylian shield or whatever. Normally that's an upgrade you have to buy later on, but using this costume lets you have it just whenever. It's basically the, oh, yeah! It's the riposte system from, Revengeance. Oh god, is the camera inverted? Okay, no. did not know that it did that by default. Ah, did it wrong. You gotta get the timing just right. Ugh. Yeah, I sucked. Fuck you, I don't have the fucking Wicked Weaves yet.
Rodan should be paying me for even touching these toys.
Is it?
You have any idea how much this is gonna cost to fix? How the fuck do I always get
Oh, is it like Okay, anyway, I'm thinking about stuff myself here.
Engine still purrs nicely.
So, I should actually talk about the game.
Thing you've been looking in.
So, Bayonetta was made by Platinum Studios, which...
This is why I told you I was going home. I just got held up.
There's actually a really fun kind of like backstory about Platinum Studios as like a game development team, where they originally were under Capcom, and it was composed of people like who helped out Shinji Mikami when he made games like Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 and all those classics. And they got their own little team, and they called it Clover Studios, and they made all these cool games like Beautiful Joe and fucking Okami, best game ever. But those were always like really niche titles, and that was unfortunately around the time in the games industry where, like, unbeknownst to everyone at the time, things were like taking a different course, you know? Like, that was around the time Halo started getting really big.
What?
And attracting, you know, kind of the casual market, and those are the people that started defining what games were successful financially. Because the games Clover made were always very niche titles that appealed to hardcore gamers. And so Capcom was like, okay, fuck you.
Whoa, what a day.
All this, like, kind of like, what's it called?
It's gonna take every cent I earned on this
Executive oversight? Like, there's a phrase for it, like, on TV. Okay.
See them bastards that did this to my car?
You see the lollipops she has? They change depending on what button you press on the controller.
How can you be so calm?
Like, the default, if you don't press any button, is a red rose. If you press a certain button, there's also a yellow moon, a blue butterfly, and a green leaf. And her lollipops in the game are her, like, items that she can use to, like, give her more health.
Like a nun too.
Or, like, make her do more damage, or give her more magic.
It's not going to be pretty.
I can't help.
But if you use one of those items in the game, it hurts your score at the end. But if you do the cutscene trick to have her suck on whatever lollipop in the cutscene, it still gives you that effect by the time it gets to the gameplay.
But now you're stuck because
Only it doesn't count against your score. So it's a fun little cheat you could do if you know when cutscenes are going to have a lollipop in it. Because you have to be holding down the button before the lollipop shows up on screen for it to work.
If I needed a biographer, you wouldn't be my first.
And it's only cutscenes with the in-game engine here, like this, because this is a special cutscene where it's in-game right now, but then it's gonna go to like an FMV, and then it'll come back, and I'm gonna do a thing. She has the butterfly lollipop right now. It's gonna do a cut, and then when it comes back, she'll be having a different lollipop because I'm holding down a different button. Watch.
it's gonna get you close to finding the other stone in the pair and figuring out some of that lost past of yours.
Okay, butterfly now. Moon now. See, because I was holding down a different button.
After jewels instead of cash,
Oh man, this costume just ruins it. Oh, I'm sorry.
can't you take a job?
This story is being... Oh no. The complex and nuanced narrative of Bayonetta. Anyway. So there was a lot of just mistreatment from Capcom to the developers who worked in Clover, and they were eventually like, fuck you, I'll make my own game development studio with blackjack and hookers. And so they went off and they made Platinum games, and all this sordid history with them working for guys like Sega, which is like Sega published this game, which is why there's so many like Sonic references. The fucking currency in this game are rings, for crying out loud. They referenced Eggman in the opening cutscene, etc., etc. But now they're working for Nintendo, and that's why this is on the Wii U. They also made Wonderful 101, which is another fantastic game. And their games have always appealed to niche, casual game. Like, these games are never going to appeal to, like, the casual audience who plays games like Call of Duty and Madden or Candy Crush or whatever, you know, whatever stereotypical games. So, like, one hopes, now that they're with Nintendo, they can understand that, hey, these games aren't gonna sell, like, 5 million copies, they're gonna be very small, and we can accept that. That's what I hope from Platinum's future here, working with Nintendo now. Especially considering Wonderful 101 didn't do very well on the market. Because, like, it came out... It wasn't advertised. Nintendo didn't give it any advertising at all. And it came out at... like, in a release period where another big game was coming out, and that got kind of drowned out by that too. So, like, I just really hope Nintendo is reasonable when it comes to the financial situation. Because the guys at Platinum, they need a break, I think. They've always been kind of mistreated, so hopefully they'll have a bright future here on the Wii U. Hey, it's 1080p, 60 frames per second. Not a lot to complain about. Yeah, blah blah blah. I know. I wish there was a way to turn this off. And, like, something that gives me hope about that is... there was a interview with some Platinum devs at the during, like, a Treehouse live stream. Oh yeah! Motherfucker, the only rating that counts. That's nothing to brag about. I'm stupid. Because there was, like, at E3, I think, they were playing Bayo during the Treehouse, and they talked about this costume in particular, the Link costume, because there's a bunch of different costumes in this that are Nintendo themed. And they talked about how the original design for the Bayonetta's Link costume was more conservative at first. It didn't show off her titties. And when they sent it in, Nintendo was like, I don't know, guys, Bayonetta's a really sexual character, right? Pop that button, like, on her top. Let her show the puppies. They actually said they were, like, slut up the costume. It's not a big deal, guys. So, they're, like, in that way, I want to hope Nintendo will be more understanding now that they have Platinum as, I wouldn't say a dedicated third-party developer, but as, like, someone who's making games for them, you know. Anyway, so this game is obviously a character, well, like, it's a genre that kind of nowadays is being called a character action genre.
It's getting harder and harder to tell the worlds apart.
Oh, here's your exposition.
human world.
This game's story isn't very good. At least in terms of the narrative.
Paradiso.
I think it works much...
The difference.
It works pretty well as like a...
Even harder with Purgatorio in the middle. Fight long enough in there and you'll really lose sight. Why the sudden interest in metaphysics?
I don't think this qualifies as metaphysics. And the story works really well to introduce and set up Bayonetta as a character, but the setting and the way they kinda...
Like this, the Book of Revelations is gonna look like Mother Goose. Heaven and hell are gonna go straight for each other's throats.
Foreshadowing. To be fair, it's funny, and Bayonetta doesn't give a fuck either, but this is still, like, really blatantly a, hey, let's sit down and tell the audience about the story. It's tell don't show, and that's not very good storytelling in general, you know?
Someone in one of those lost memories calling you out.
So what I've always liked about this game is it kind of serves as, like,
I got a little
the opposite of Devil May Cry, because... Well, not because, but it's interesting to me because the director of the game, Hideki Kamiya, created Devil May Cry. And that was kind of the first franchise that got taken away from him because they made Devil May Cry 2 and 3, and Hideki Kamiya wasn't the director of those games, and he's even kind of like, those games don't exist, don't talk to me about them. And so there's a lot of references. This scene is great. I love this. Ouch. Yeah, Apple TV.
Calling me out. I don't go in for strange offers. Then again, I'm getting a little tired of these weaklings they keep throwing at me.
Turn up the difficulty!
Maybe I should aim for something a bit more high class.
I like that her hair is different when she has the Link costume.
Pounding them down tonight, baby. Not to butt into your affairs, but I'm pretty sure you got somewhere better to be. The guys you're up against aren't the type to wait for you to finish a round.
This game's genuinely funny. I don't know what people's fucking problem is.
Her drinks are going on your tab, buddy. You deadbeat motherfucker.
Anyway, there's a lot of references in this game that can be taken as kind of like backhanded insults against Devil May Cry. I should have been a pole dancer. Not as good as it could have been. I could have done better. Where, like, she used Ebony and Ivory very blatantly, but she calls them, they're dumb toys, fuck you. And in Devil May Cry, you fight demons, and Dante's a half demon. The controls for this feel kind of weird. It's a little floaty. I can't explain it. Yeah, I don't need any of these. So, like, it's just amusing to me to interpret those references as kind of like, man, fuck what you guys did to Devil May Cry now that I'm not working on it anymore. Well, fuck you, I don't need you. I've got Bayonetta now, and she's the perfect woman. So why don't you go fuck yourselves? Okay, let's do a different costume. Yeah, let's go with Peach. I'm not doing a full playthrough here. I'm just having fun talking about the game now that I got fucking Bayonetta 2. There we go! Wicked Weaves! Yeah! All the costumes in this have different little touches like that. And instead of rupees, now the collectible currency will be Mario coins. So it's really cute.
Fits the bill of what you're after, don't it? Now, here's the funny bit. The stone
What was I talking about? Devil May Cry, yeah. And it's because isn't this always weird how they do this? She goes from the United States to Japan and then all across Asia to get to Europe. Couldn't she have just gone, I think it would have been a shorter trip if she went from the United States straight to Europe, but whatever.
I love sticking it to the rich. Of course, when you do, don't forget your old buddy Enzo.
Where specifically in Europe is this? Like,
Out of the rich guy's pocket for my troubles, right? Anyways, you better get going before the trail gets cold. Off to the middle of nowhere. Paradise of Europe.
It's not really nowhere. It looks like it's somewhere in France. Maybe Germany, on the border. Vigrid sounds kind of German. I guess that makes sense. The Link costume didn't have the watch, or the jewel, whatever that's called. So, the Peach costume is a little bit more friendly to the story. I've often called Bayonetta, like, Dante with boobs. She's not really, but I just like, yeah, baby! I just like saying that because I've always felt like Bayonetta is just kind of like the flip side of Devil May Cry, you know? In Devil May Cry, you fight demons, in this you fight angels. The main characters are both over the top and kind of goofy. They both bank a lot on sex appeal. Although, Devil May Cry 3 was the game where Dante really was like, hey, 14-year-old girls out there, buy this game. Look, the main character has an open vest without a shirt and six-pack abs.
So,
Costume went crazy there a little bit.
this is supposed to be paradise?
For all the comparisons, yeah, see, coins. Yeah, it's got the sound effect and everything. For all the comparisons, though, it is very much its own identity. It's not just like, oh, another Devil May Cry kind of game from the Devil May Cry dude. It's its own thing. And that's something I've always liked about Platinum and Hideki Kamiya games, because, like, they're very reference-filled, they're very self-celebratory in a way. But they never fail to carve out their own individual identity. They don't just bank on references, they don't just bank on, you know, being like a spiritual successor or anything like that. If you played Devil May Cry, even the first one, especially the first one, if you played Devil May Cry and fucking Bayonetta back, like, right next to each other, you would see how superficial the similarities really are. They play incredibly differently. And there are some things I like more about Bayonetta than Devil May Cry, but there are some things I like more about Devil May Cry than I like about Bayonetta. So I think it's a fair trade. Anyway, there was a reason I was doing that. When you destroy all the benches on the top floor, the train moves out and reveals this. Yay. Collectibles! It's almost like we're playing a video game!
You want to touch me?
Oh man. I'm not used to not just being able to go into her Panthera form, too. It's so weird playing this game as, like... What's up, boys? Woo! You tried. You guys tried. It's okay. A for effort. If I was wearing the Link costume, there'd be a little do-do-do-do-do-do-do sound effect. Okay, now we can show off some combat. Oh, wow! Oh, because it was the tutorial, okay. Yeah, see, Wicked Weaves. And, when you're wearing the Peach costume, her Wicked Weaves are Bowser. Aw, I kinda wasted it. Normally, when you have just the regular costume, I should do at least one level without any special costumes, just to show, like, here's where things are different. Ah, that's so fucking cool! Yeah, Witch Time. Witch Time is definitely one of my favorite things about this game. Like, in Wonderful 101, there's an upgrade you can get where that it's basically Witch Time, where when you dodge at just the right time, time slows down. I'm like, I need that. I need it! I need it more than I need the Revengeance parry block thing, like... I wonder if the second game is going to have these, considering most of the game is going to be set in hell. Something tells me there's not going to be very many portals to heaven in hell. It's also interesting to see this again. Oh, damn it! Come on! Oh, I messed it up. No, you bastard! Stop being dizzy! I'm so not used to being upgraded. I'm used to having the bats, at least. There we go. Oh, there we go. What's up, boys? Hit me! Thank you. Damn. Oh, man! It's so hard to get the timing right because I'm used to being able to... Because there's an upgrade you get where if you hit the dodge button right as they hit you, like the instant they hit you and you take damage, you turn into a swarm of bats and it nullifies the damage. And it makes Witch Time last even longer than it normally does. And all this stuff. So I'm used to having that. I'm not used to not having my upgrades! Damn it! Platinum! Yes, he wants to touch you. I'm not gonna get time either. Man, I hate not getting Platinum. Platinum is the only rank that counts in this game. That's also something I really like about Platinum. Yep, see? Took so much damage. Inexcusable. Have to cut off my pinky finger. Oh yeah, she has more with, fucking... Whatever! You get it, it's a video game, there's upgrades and collectibles and shit like that. That's also something I've always really liked about Platinum games, is they're built for the hardcore audience, but they also are reasonably accessible to casuals if they're interested. I mean, Devil May Cry is the game that invented easy automatic. And Bayonetta has that too. Bayonetta has an easy automatic mode. If you play on easy, she kind of does a lot of the combos and special moves and stuff, like, by herself. Automatically. And even if you don't do that, and even if you suck at the game, it makes so many allowances. There's so many items you can have to re-up your health, to make things a little bit easier for you. It hurts your score. And if you get hit, and if you don't do the combos right, and if you don't do it in a timely manner, you get a bad grade, but at least you did it, you know? It's built for the hardcore, but it's not like, fuck you, get good or get out, like Dark Souls. It's still like, no, it's okay, play the game. You're just not very good at it, but that's okay.
This town's teeming with heaven's little helpers. It's making my
So I like that.
stairs awfully nervous.
It's reasonably accessible. It's not like, get good or get out. It's like, no, like,
Closer to Paradiso.
you're not very good, but hey, play it and maybe you'll learn how to get good. It's okay.
It's close to both.
Everyone's welcome.
But the Vigridians, it got a special air about them. They're closer to Paradiso than anyone should ever be. And that shit just plain creeps me out. I guess I'm gonna have to set up shop here and score me some halos. These stupid rings are worth a fortune back home.
Which is why you'll need 50 bajillion of them to buy all my shit.
If you come across any of these, bring them to me, and I'll hook you up.
Another one looking to line his pockets. I'm beginning to see why Enzo is so fond of you.
Real cute. But let's get one thing straight. Your fights are yours alone.
Until you unlock me as a playable character.
So don't get any bright ideas about coming to me for help.
Co-op is in the next game, Bayonetta. Chill out.
You get one thing straight. I'm not the slightest bit interested in the fact that you made these guns. If you get in my way, I will... How do the Americans put it?
Bust a cap in your ass.
Bust a cap in your ass.
Fuck you, Bayonetta.
Right on, baby. Right on.
Fuck you, you British harlot. Thank you. Hey, speaking of... Yeah, boy! I think there's one down here, too, but I'm not sure. Yeah, just shoot all over the place. The normal citizens aren't gonna mind. What's shitty is, like, I know all the stuff in these early levels, but there's still so much of the game that I haven't 100% completed. Mine! Hopefully, in this version, I'll eventually get to 100% completion. Give me it. Can you go over? No, that's the Paradiso level, I think. Can you? I never oh, damn it. Oh, it's so... Oh, look at the little Mario plush. That's cute. I didn't notice that yet. I knew it was on there, but I didn't see it until now. Why is it in Japanese games where, like, Judeo-Christian kind of influences are present, or there's, like, overt Christian religious aspects to the plot? Here we go. I love this. Yeah. Put the glasses up. There's a story behind that, also. Nice try, baby! In fucking Japanese games, where there's... like... angels and God and shit, God is evil. Like, it's true in this, it's true in Shin Megami Tensei, in all these games, where it's like, hey, God's chilling out, God's a bad guy. It's kind of funny to me. I'm kind of squandering this. There we go. There we go. And pick this up. Yeah. It's hard to talk and play at the same time. I care more about doing good at the game than talking. Yeah, pole dancing is a move, motherfucker! A really devastating move. That's my favorite angel weapon. You ain't shit, bitch! Okay. She's supposed to be naked, but she's wearing the costume. It's okay. Oh, look! It's the little fucking disobedient asshole. But yep, that's what she do. She summons demons with her hair. And her clothes are made of hair, so during these sequences she's supposed to be naked. But I'm wearing the costume, so you'll have to settle for the panty shots. Yay. Oh, what? Fuck you! Combo. For some reason, I have a really hard time getting a good combo score during that. Well, I used to. Not anymore, but I think it's mostly because I'm only using the fists. And because I'm not upgraded enough to have a lot of the things I need. Normally, I'm pretty good at getting the platinum on this rank, on that fight now. I'm making excuses. I apologize.
Well, well. An Angelic Hymns Gold LP.
Oh, an LP!
Got your hands on something awfully rare, haven't you? That thing is the perfect bait to coax out some of hell's ugliest. One note hits their ears, and a damn who's who of Inferno comes pouring out of the inner circles. Then I can use them to breathe life into what I make best. Weapons of mass destruction. Tell you what, you give me that record and I'll order up something so fiendish, angels will cry at the sight of it. I'll just have to pop down to the tropics for a bit. So take a load off.
AKA he's making devil arms. It's exactly like in Devil May Cry, where you kill a demon and then they become a weapon, and it's a devil arms. You might be fighting angels, but you're still using devil arms. Oh, Rodan, I want to play those boss fights
All done.
that you're doing.
He's a little rude, but he makes up for it with charm. Be nice to him, okay?
Oh, I forgot. Man, I want the sword. The sword's the one I like. Yeah, I'm not wasting money on those. No, hate that. Yeah, this is what I need. What else? What do I usually use? Yeah, I like that one. I don't really use any of these. Here we go. No, I don't really like that, to be honest. I don't really use that as much as I know I should. Here's where you can buy the costumes that aren't Nintendo themed. I need to go with this one. Oh, I don't have afford it. Ah, expensive. Meow. I'm sorry. That was... I usually have trouble getting combos on this too. When you use the sword, it's a lot better because... Because you can see on the right side of the screen, the combo meters going up. Certain attacks you do with certain weapons do less or more... fucking points on the combo. Like, the sword does 30, punches only do, damn it, 10 or 15 at most. And if you don't use a Wicked Weave, they eventually go down and down, and you do less and less combo points. There's a lot of layers! Like, the combo system is actually something that I don't like about Bayonetta as much as I like about Devil May Cry, for example. Because in Devil May Cry, it has a scoring system too, but it's not just combos, it's the style meter, where it goes up the more cool... Oh, I still got platinum. Interesting. The more you vary up your combat. So in this, like, it's very easy to game the system, but in Devil May Cry, you're literally graded on how cool you look while playing the game. Like, if you're just doing the same combo over and over and over again, your style meter actually goes down because it's fucking boring to do a different combo. If you really want to get the Smokin' Six style going up there, you need to really know what you're doing and look like a cool motherfucker while doing it. I don't know, I just like that conceptually and in practice a lot more than the way Bayonetta's combo shenanigans work in practice. It's a lot less cool in concept and in practice, at least to me. You also want to, you want to use the angel arms as much as possible. Because those, like, give you mad combo points. And you get them to drop their angel arms by doing torture attacks on them. Where's the crow? Is it here or do I have to wait? Flashback. Yeah, I have to wait. Anyway, I just think the combo system's a lot easier to game. Oh. Again, the special costume kind of ruins it, but she's supposed to be wearing a different costume. I think the combo system is a lot easier to game than the style system was, and so that's why I prefer it a little bit more. Hey, speaking of gaming the system, this is always how I do this boss fight. You're not supposed to do this, but this is always what I do because I'm cheap. This is so lame, I'm laming it out. This is not what you're supposed to do during this sequence, but I don't care. See, I'm in a different environment now, and things are wrecked up, because I was fucking doing it wrong. I'm such an asshole. Fuck you, I got pure platinum. So, who's laughing? I still can't afford anything, so I'm not gonna bother going to Rodan. Oh, who could have seen it coming? I messed up the timing. It doesn't really matter, since this isn't really like a fight you're supposed to win right now. This is more of a cinematic thing. Whoa! You can still get that combo up if you... This is a good chance, because it's really easy to avoid his attacks and whatnot. For the actual boss battle that's about to happen. And now meet the only thing I really hate about this game. Quick time events! Oh, it's so awful! Oh, why? These are really terrible quick time events. I hate them. Anyway. That's not important now. Oh, come on. There we go. That's what you want. Oh, poopy. There we go. And again, she's supposed to be naked, but... No, help me, lady. Help me. Fuck off and die. No. Okay, one more level and then I think we're done. Oh, wow.
I should have been a pole dancer.
That's not bad, all things considered.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's what you've been waiting for. Angel attack! Ready, fire!
I haven't really talked about the story of Bayonetta a lot. I mean, I've talked about some meta stories about the game itself, but... I don't know. I mentioned earlier, I don't think the story, like, the plot, the things that happen, are very important in this game, or very well done. But I think the character, Bayonetta as a character, is a really awesome character. And, it reminds me a lot of Dark Knight Rises, like, the things that happen is kind of weak, but the journey that Bruce Wayne goes on as a character is what's important. And that's how I feel about with Bayonetta. Like, what is happening in the story isn't really great, but what she does is. And like, the journey she goes on is. But even then, there are things about the story I kind of like. How do you... I can't do it in the... The Samus outfit's really cool because, I miss Metroid. They haven't made a new Metroid game since Metroid Prime 3. They should make a new Metroid game. Yeah, there we go. I have to hold it down. Sup, girl? You can control when her visor goes up and down. It's really funny. Yeah, motorcycle combat! Yeah! Is the music sound kind of quiet to you? I think it should be louder. Yeah, look at this! Oh no! Oh, what the fuck? How, like, this game is so fucking ridiculous over the top in the best way. It's amazing.
Fancy bumping into you here. Out to find some answers about your past, are we?
Are we?
You've quite the familiar face, and using the same powers. But you'll have to forgive me. Do we know each other? Same powers? Don't make me laugh. Your little dip in that lake has left you a bit rusty.
Yeah, no shit. Gotta buy all my upgrades again.
I've been high and dry for 20 years now. The only rust on me is from the lack of any real challenge. Perhaps you're up for the task. You've already disappointed me.
Oh no, my boob thing that isn't in this costume. Motorcycle combat! It's so funny. It's just stupid. Oh god.
This is a moment I've long desired. But you've forgotten your destiny. And wasted the past 20 years.
I don't know what that means.
You're right. I do seem to be having trouble remembering things of late. Would you be so kind as to take it from the top? To Overseer.
Oh god, the exposition, no! Ah!
They are the power.
Okay, stuff like this is kind of eh. Oh wait. I thought it was gonna be worse than it was.
The time has come for you to prove your right to fight under the Umbran name. You may select opponents of your choice.
I want to fight my girlfriend. Oh my god! She's not supposed to be wearing that!
The child is of impure blood. Challenging her would be a violation of our tenets of faith.
It would not be the first time we faced each other.
Yeah, we make out all the time, Mom. Why don't you chill out?
Will you face me in this hallowed arena?
You know what, girl?
Well, if I must. But I pray you've got a little something for me in return. You know, I'm very fond of stuffed animals.
See, stuff like this is fun. I like finding out about, like, the Umbran witches and, like, the pact Bayonetta makes with the demons that are in her hair. And how she... Yeah, I know. Jin fights are awesome! There we go. Oh! Oh, yes she does. Oh, I'm rusty. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, Metroid shooting. Oh shit. Yeah, Rich Time doesn't work when you're fighting Jean except under very specific circumstances. Wasn't as good as it could have been. Anyway. Like, I really am interested in, like, how Bayonetta had to make a pact with these demons to summon them through her hair, and you have to kill angels every day. Like, stuff like that is kind of cool. But, the eyes of the left in the world and the eyes on the right in the world. Jun. Like, that shit's kind of boring, and they explain it badly. The stuff they talk about in the game, I have no interest in, but the stuff that is only hinted at and they don't really give a lot of emphasis to, that's the stuff where I'm like, oh, talk about this more, come on. Talk about the Lumen Sages. There we go, that's what her Wicked Wees are supposed to look like. They're just hands covered in hair. Well, not always hands. I don't think that was a... Oh, no. Really don't feel like I earned that one. What's with the sound effects? The cool thing about Bayo 2 is I feel like it's gonna go into that a little bit more, that kind of stuff. Because, like, the plot of Bayo 2 is one of her demons kind of rebels and breaks free from her control, and she has to go to hell to save her girlfriend, and blah blah blah. Bayo 1, this one is much more of an origin story for Bayo. Ah, I need my Panthera. I miss having Panther powers. Viglid. Come on. Yay! Kinda needed that, too. Where did I take damage from? Oh, I think the damage carries over from the Jun fight. That makes sense, I guess. Okay, here we go. Best character in the game. Look at that scarf. Priority time.
believe in fate? Fate brought us here together, and it will never tear us apart.
How can anyone take this game seriously? It's so fucking funny! Like, boo-hoo! God, it's fucking hilarious. Where'd that bugger go? Thought this was Germany.
Sayonara.
Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
Fleur de ciré eau de parfum. Such a wonderful floral bouquet. With its subtle hints of rosemary.
I'm not... that get referenced in the second game too.
To remembrance. Which doesn't quite equate to you, now does it? Bayonetta. Shit! Will you stop that?
That little bug on Enzo was a nice touch. Seeing you here, I suppose it wasn't the only one. You've certainly blew, haven't you, my little Cheshire puss?
Gross.
I'm not your pet.
It's kind of gross.
My name is Luca. A name you better remember.
Oh, what a bitch! Fucking would have killed him.
Damn it! Wait! You can't just run away from me like that! I know what I saw that day!
Yeah, blah blah blah, this isn't really important. We're not gonna get to the end of the game anyway, so. Ah, look at his dumb scarf, it's so great. Man, Lucas had a hard life. Lucas had it rough. Bayonetta killed his dad. The Wonderful 101 killed his mom.
Chasing fairy tales, amongst other things.
Oh, shut up.
But I know they're real. I know the truth.
You live in a world where angels literally exist. Like, I don't feel like... Like, there's being a skeptic, and then there's denying shit that blatantly exists right there.
It's the same smell that clung to the air the day my father...
Like I was talking about at the beginning, where Enzo sees, like, the light of God come down. He's like, oh my god, it's the angels. He can't see them, but, like, oh my god, it's the angels. They're right there.
The name is Luke.
Like, being an atheist in a world where angels and God and demons literally exist and you can see them, kind of stupid. I mean, to be fair, God's evil.
After all, Rosemary's a demon repellent.
Anyway. Whoa, shit! Fuck. Man, I really am rusty. That's better. Flock off, Featherface. I need to learn how to talk and play at the same time. Oh, come on. Thank you. Is there more? Okay, no.
You only run away so fast because you've got something to run from. Me.
Okay.
You can't escape me forever.
I don't actually care, dude. You need to chill out. Yeah, go play with your fucking toy grappling hook, you jackass. Luca's awesome! He's the best character in the fucking game. Man, I could be doing so much better. Kinda creepy that she was, like, flirting with him when... Like, she knew him when he was a child. He was there. Anyway. That's something I like about Bayo, though. She's a fucking sexual predator, and it's weird and creepy, and it makes you uncomfortable. It gets worse later on. Like, surprisingly enough, that was the most mundane flirtation that she had with Luca. Anyway, I'm saying that a lot. I'm digressing all over the place. Nice try. Hate these enemies too. I don't deserve that. Okay, there's a couple of angel portals I can go to here and back there a little bit, but I'm running long here anyway, so I'm just gonna go and wrap this up. Stop being a pussy! And die! Oh, dang it. Thought I was in the air. So I'd be safe. Give me that. I was doing so well. Ah, I thought I'd have more to talk about. I don't know, this is just a really good game. And so I'm like, I'm absorbed in playing it more than I am in talking about it. It's my own fault. Goody. I think that's the sword. Dang it. Could be doing so much better at this. I had a day, and it might have been because I was so sleep deprived, but I was just pure platinuming way more often than I usually did. Like, I was on my fucking game. Okay, okay. So, about Bayonetta herself, obviously she's a very over-the-top character, and like, I don't know, it seems dumb that she's controversial, but she is, unfortunately, because this industry fucking sucks right now. But it seems really retarded, like, she's, like, I call her Dante with boobs for a reason. They're both the same kind of retarded, ridiculous, over-the-top, impossible to take seriously kind of thing. And the thing about her is she's, like, you're not seeing it a super lot, like, just from what we're being shown of the story right now so far, but she's actually really well written. Like, she's not just, like, a strong, independent woman, dumb, whatever, you know? Like, she's a character with flaws, and she undergoes character development. And she changes throughout the course of the story. And she's, like, sexuality is a huge aspect of her character, but I think it's a positive aspect of her character. Like, the idea that the sexuality of a female character is just an inherently bad thing about that character, and if they're sexual, then, oh, that's a bad character. Whatever. It's dumb. The fucking, like, the lead designer for this game, the character designer who designed Bayonetta, was a woman, and the producer of the game was a woman, and they designed her to be, like, a power fantasy. She's a fucking female power fantasy. But, oh, she's got boobs, so the sexism, it's stupid. She's a great character, and not just in, like, in terms of her being physically strong. I think she's good, well-written. I think she's funny, like, with how fucking ridiculous she is. And I, like, for as over-the-top as it is, I actually think there's, like, deeper layers to the sexual aspects of her character, too.
You've played enough hide-and-seek, my scurrying little friend.
Like, it doesn't come off as titillating, really. It comes off as intimidating.
You're certainly not dressed in your Sunday best.
Like, she has these ridiculous proportions, these obviously unrealistic proportions. But it doesn't come off as, like, being catered to the male audience playing the game to titillate them. It comes off as being, like, she's way too much woman for you, you fucking loser. Like, you're, like, she's too much for you to handle. In a good way. And she owns it. She's a dancer. She dances not for the audience, but for herself, and if you're watching, she's aware that you're watching, and she's gonna use it and exploit it as a chance to bust a cap in your ass. And it's really disappointing that the state of the industry right now is such that the only thing people talk about with Bayonetta's character is the sex aspects of it. Because I think there's a lot more to her that's going unspoken about, at least in terms of discussion about the game. There's layers here, you know? Oh, I thought I dodged. Now I did. It's really unfortunate to me that we're at a state in the industry where the only thing that matters about a female character is the fact that she's female. And whether or not she fucking lives up to some approved female character checklist or whatever. It's so dumb. There's so much hypocrisy, but whatever. And it's really unfortunate that that's kind of the topic that gets talked about when it comes to Bayonetta. Because like I keep trying to say, I think there's a lot more to her character too. Hopefully, things I'll be able to talk about more at a later date, because this level is about to end. There we go. More quick times! Hate it. Like, look at this. This gets laughed off, but the nun stripping part. Oh, the sexism. Shut up. Bayonetta's awesome, and if you can't handle it, then fuck off. More for me. I kind of wish, like, there was a... Damn it. I skipped over on purpose all the angel fights. If I had done them, I would have gotten a better grade at the end there. Like, it's such a good game. There's so much to talk about. Both, like, in regards to the plot, the gameplay itself. Like, you could ignore everything about the character and the story and all that shit, and just talk about the mechanics and the way it plays alone, and you would have enough to fill up an hour. If you were smarter than me and actually structured that shit instead of just going off the cuff and rambling on and on for an hour and a half about fucking nothing. Anyway. And there's stuff, like, behind the scenes that you could talk about as well. Like, there was a kind of a documentary that came out called The Eyes of Bayonetta. Well, it was an art book. But it came with, like, some behind-the-scenes featurettes, which I wish there was more of. I think more games need behind-the-scenes stuff of the development team talking about the development of the game and what went into the designs and the gameplay and the blah, 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 blah. Needs to be more stuff like that, because I find that stuff really interesting to talk about. But I've talked long enough, I think. Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U. Go play it. Go buy it. Go love it. It's non-stop action climax. Ah, it's so good. And I'm going to start digging into the second game now that I've done, you know, refreshed myself on the first one a little bit. Hope you got something out of this. Thanks for watching. See you next time.